Today, ladies and gentlemen, we bring you a special event of the StarkCast. That's right. What if I told you that in life I too was a news broadcaster, that I got that job totally in a legitimate way? Vox coming from you live here at Vox Tech headquarters. We are going to be covering the news topics of pop culture and gaming for the duration of this evening, and we are happy to have you here. Joining us first and foremost is a fellow two-dimensional entity, the dignified cartoon gentleman. Why don't you say hi to the fine folks out there?
Well, hello everyone. Hopefully you can all hear me well. It's great to see everyone. We're going to have a fantastic show. We had a big panel 2 weeks ago, and now we're going to have a small panel today where we're trying out different formats to see which works best. But it's great to see everyone. If you haven't already, like the stream, share the stream, all that fun stuff. Thank you, Stark, or whatever your cartoon is, for having me on today's show.
I really wish this was my cartoon. Oh well, we'll bake on that later. Speaking of another person who's also interested in science, which is what today's theme is, we're going to be doing a scientific analysis of all the crap that's been going on. Coming to us direct from Arcater Labs, roll his intro clip.
Live from an undisclosed location.
Laser etcher activated,
founder
director.
And director of Arcater Labs. I give you, well, myself, director.
That's a great drawing of Dick Butt.
Need to upgrade that. By the way, pleased to meet you, Mr. Box. I'm not sure if we've spoken before. I'm not too familiar with work, but I wish you well.
Well, thanks for the well wishes. I've been down here in the plane of the pits of hell for about 70 years.
No.
Did I tell you I'm a legitimate businessman?
Catch much Hell media, I have to admit.
Well, we're trying to. I mean, we get all of your media all the time, but we haven't figured out a way to.
Well, obviously, I mean, it came from there.
Oh yeah.
Anyone can see that.
I see you got lovely robotic dancing there.
58 is very committed to moral support.
Well, needless to say, a certain shark is standing at attention. Oh wait, there's a woman present. Scooby, introduce yourself.
I fucking hate the internet.
Well, tell us more about it. News at 11.
Fucking internet cut me off in the middle of my fucking show. I had to restart my fucking computer. I fucking hate the internet. Fuck the internet. And hello.
I'm so glad that you're in such high spirits today. Well, what can I say? I'm happy to have you here. We're all happy to have you here. Theta is not going to be available. Well, you're the one that signed up for Vox Tech Internet. It's not my fault. Oh, man. So, I digress. Let's go ahead and welcome the fine motley assembly of post-apocalyptic survivors. How does he read this garbage? You know what? Screw this. Hail to the chat. We got Steph Alice. It's a pleasure to see you. Jonathan James Johnson Jr. Pleasure to meet you, sir. Potatoes are done. Pork is frying. Sorry, Tony, you are backseat to not burning. Din Din. Hail to Gem Goddess Creator and Sylvia, your lovely artist. What's good, T Stark CEO Fan 199? Indeed, here is indeed a great show. Thank you, Digny, for doing double duty. We got the Carlos, the fish, who's also the shit. Hail to the great Purple Fox. Hail to Gap After Dark. It's a pleasure to see you as well. Let's see here. Let's go on down the line. Ethan is going on. No, I'm going on. I'm here, Al. Shush. Hey, Tony, I'll catch the replay, pal. Watching the 1958 blob, then the 1988 one. Back to back with my kids so we can compare the two. That sounds like a fun Saturday evening. Kick ass. We got Roadkill hailing over there on the Green Machine. It's a pleasure to see you. Bodie Chris, who says perfect. Absolutely. And we got the great Eugene Bird in his house. He's been seeing a lot of meat lately. I've been making the rounds, hanging out with Canadian Spider-Man and a few other folks. Just try to, hang out with all of the people in this broader community that this jackass has created. Hail to the great Cancel This Podcast. Good to see you, Jace. And thank you for sharing us out over there on the Rumble side. And Daniel Berry Sports Highlights, it is a pleasure to see you tonight. Let's go ahead and get to our first article. Looks like Hollywood's still on fire. Let's get right to it, shall we? Howdy, is the science gonna be really fucked with this one? Let's get into it, shall we? Masters of the Universe's Skeletor nearly looked as much different. Will be the quote embodiment of toxic masculinity. As if this guy knows what it's like to be. I can't even.
He's toxic male, but masculine, really?
No. Masters of the Universe director Travis Knight reveals how different Jared Leto's Skeletor looked in earlier drafts of the script and explains how the actor had approached this take on the villain. While we wondered whether Amazon MGM Studios would keep us waiting, the first Masters of the Universe fully showed off the live-action reboot's take on Skeletor. While we've had yet to hear him speak, it's clear that we're getting a very cartoon-accurate take on the iconic villain. Did the cartoon take Ozempic? I think I missed the memo with that one. You know. Say what you will about carb lean diets, but yeah, you're looking a little lean there, String Bean. During a recent interview with Empire Online via Tornado.com, Masters of the Universe director Travis Knight revealed that previous versions of the movie script depicted Skeletor as a man wearing a golden skull mask. I said, fuck that shit. Skeletor has a skull for a face, he stated. That's just the way it is. It's a living, talking, emoting skull, and that's that. With that decided on, the filmmaker knew he had to get the character right. For him, Leto was ultimately the perfect choice to help with that. Sounds like the fans can expect a very timely portrayal of the evil wannabe inhabitant of Castle Grayskull. Skeletor was a really interesting villain, Knight shared. He looked cool. He was scary. He was funny. He was insecure. And then, of course, he had this distinctive voice. I think I know a voice. I think I know a guy who does a pretty good Skeletor impersonation. Be sure to check out our shorts. I wanted someone to craft their own version of that. Jared approached us because he loves Skeletor and has his own history with the character. What, did they elope to a certain island or something? He wanted to swing for the fences, he continued. And ultimately, we landed on something I'm really happy with. Skeletor's kind of embodiment of toxic masculinity.
He's kind of known to Skeletor toy, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, I'm pretty sure the Skeletor toy was able to go into a certain cave adjacent to what would have been Snake Mountain, but only after it stood on attention. Puns! Everybody's got them. Toxic masculinity refers to harmful. All right,
really?
Chime in if wrong. Traditional societal norms. Harmful and traditional in the same sense. Wouldn't really count as society, in my opinion, but hey, what do I know, right? I'm just a journalist. Let pressure men act tough, suppress emotions, and assert dominance through aggressive acts. Which does sound like a modern way to describe Skeletor. We can't imagine Masters of the Universe getting too political, but this might just be with Big Bad has something to say. Oh man. Well, all right. We gotta take a break from that before we finish this. Anecdotal responses about toxic masculinity and how political it is, folks.
Well, it seems to be a major stepping stone to making society worse. To embrace that term, they have to explain because it was mostly resonating with terminally online idiots.
It's insane. It's insane. I mean, how can something be harmful and traditional? Tradition is tradition because it works. If it's harmful, then it doesn't work. And if it doesn't
toxic
work,
masculinity was never said to be traditional until now.
It just sounds to me like a bunch of hocus pocus trying to get these kids to drink their soy and act with their fifis instead of scraping their knees, drinking out of the water hose, and having boys become real men.
It sounds like an agenda.
Yeah.
I know how to solve this. We get Skeletor to say trans rights, and then everyone will love him.
You know, I ought to have Skeletor do a few of those wonderful memes that I found on Pinterest. Let's just say talking about certain flags and stuff. Really get the bees buzzing. Let's finish
Yep.
the article. In Masters of the Universe, director Travis Knight brings the legendary franchise back to the big screen in this epic live-action adventure. After being separated for 15 years, the Sword of Power leads Prince Adam back to Eternia. Sorry, I don't really want to pronounce Galifianitis. Where he discovers his home shattered under the fiendish rule of Skeletor, aka played by that guy that's going to hurt you really badly, Jared Leto. To save his family and his world, Adam must join forces with his closest allies. Tila, also played by Camila Mendez, which is a pretty fit role. And from what I've gathered, she's not going to be like, that stupid, what's that, Kevin Smith version of Tila? And Duncan, Man-at-Arms, which, of course, was obviously swapped for certain ideological reasons, much similar to Jared Leto being a toxic male, and therefore falling into the lap of somebody who needs to keep his career, Idris Elba, and embrace his true destiny as He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. Written by Chris Butler and Aaron Nee and Adam Nee and David Callahan, say that 3 times fast, and directed by Travis Knight. Masters of the Universe stars Nicholas Galifianakis, Camila Mendez, Alison Brie, James Purefoy, Morena Baccarin, Johannes Hakil Johannesson, not to be confused with Yog Sokka. We're not going to finish that joke. Charlotte Riley, Kristen Wiig, Jared Leto, and Idris Elba. Masters of the Universe opens in theaters on June 5th, later this year, to the chagrin of many and to the enjoyment of very few. All right, let's pass the stick around. We'll go ahead and go to our good friend Digny. What are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, listing out that cast, there isn't enough star power in this movie to be successful, okay? The 2 most well-known names are Jared Leto, who seems to bomb every movie he's in recently, and Idris Elba, who, he's a good actor, sure, but are they going to paint Skeletor as a racist for pointing out you look different than the last time I saw you? To me, this whole project, 4 people are writing this. That's never going to end well. Tony, imagine writing a book with 3 other people.
Oh, yeah, we used to do that all the time when we were kids, but it wasn't a book. It was just a bunch of people pretending to be characters. Kind of like what we're doing now.
It's crazy. And the craziest thing is, right, you've got an actor who's condemning his role. You've got a director who is calling Skeletor a toxic male, despite the fact that he is a skeleton, right?
With a very buff bone disorder. Don't forget that part.
With a very buff bone disorder. And based on the visual representation of this movie, which we saw through the trailer, it seems like a Thor ripoff. So I am hoping this project bombs, because I think the last thing we need is a franchise that will emulate what happened to Thor, right? He finds himself, he gets his hammer back, he becomes this great figure, and then he gets humiliated by a guy whose name sounds like a crossword puzzle, Taika Waititi, okay? If that's going to happen to He-Man, I'd rather that not happen. But this condemnation of Skeletor is absolutely ridiculous, and I'm hoping that this project crashes and burns. And with 4 writers, it stands a good chance of crashing and burning.
No, yeah, absolutely. See, the problem that they're having right now is they're really pissing off. They're pissing off our version of the Lord of Snake Mountain. To the point that the next couple of Skeletor memes are going to be really touch and go. Believe you me, they're not going to be pretty. Director, you are the resident scientific mind here. What are your collections of thesis, thoughts, hypothesis, and general conclusions to this tomfuckery?
Well, after pouring over the details and running a few tests, I've come to the conclusion that, after calculating from several variables, that it's going to be absolute crap, most of which for the details Disney's already covered, but also the fact they keep on handing the property to people who don't plausibly like it at all, even a little, and only see it as yet another vehicle for their petty agendas, war on reality, and efforts to dissolve everything good in society.
Absolutely, I agree.
It is shocking that they haven't learned anything, and I look forward to this only because it's going to make the previous film seem so well done, but they still seem to be handing it to people who don't like it, and that's never going to end well. Apparently, Jared Leto really likes Skeletor and had a history with him, maybe in his youth, when he was ambushed in a dark corner. We don't really know where the Skeletor figurine went, and I'm already horrified that you compelled me to imagine it.
Like I said, there's a lot of caves in the West, including Snake Mountain. Who knows which one that guy went into?
But
my
being
goodness.
insecure should come easily to Jared Leto.
Ooh. Ooh, damn.
Damn, talk about burn. Apply directly to the forehead. Hi, Scoops. Your
So-
thoughts?
Well, we talked about this in my previous show. I mean, in the show that internet sucks on.
You get to revisit it.
I said it once, and I'll say it again. Fuck you. Yeah, during podcast, my internet went out, so midstream, I got kicked from my own stream, and Tony had to come in and save it until I came back on. This is not He-Man. This is She-Man. And this is not Skeletor. This is Jared Leto, because he plays Jared Leto in every role that he plays. He has no acting skills. He only knows how to be himself. That is all he knows. So
Imagine an actor or even a voice actor doing nothing but being themselves in this business. That's fucking funny.
All he knows how to do is be himself. Jack Black only plays himself. So he is a horrible actor. He sucked when he was in My So-Called Teenage Life on MTV. The fact they're doing what they're doing with Skeletor, I mean, from a body-wise, he looks horrible. Facial-wise, awesome. But yeah, the toxic masculinity, Jesus Christ, come on. I
Like
mean,
he would know what toxic masculinity is after, proving that he's anything but.
the guy is anything, like you said, he's anything but. In this movie, I never thought I'd say this, but I'm kind of rooting for She-Man in this, just because of fucking Jared Leto.
Listen, man, at the end of
Frank
the day,
Langella.
Yeah.
This is making Frank Langella roll over in his grave.
Let me tell you something about Frank Langella. What he did for the 87 film was fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Shakespearean, dramatic. He owned the stage. Every scene that he was in, he owned the stage.
Yeah,
he
did.
peppered that movie much like, Skeletor's back in this channel.
He did a great job as Skeletor, and Jared Leto should learn from it. And the casting director and the director of Raw should learn from it and take off the key that Jared Leto is not the person you want. Race swapping is not the thing you want to do. Learn from the first movie. Take notes.
Learn from
Bring
the
back Courtney
horrible
Cox.
anime they released. Learn at all. Anything, really. We're kind of begging at this point. Anything at all.
We know. Back when Jared was on My So-Called Teenage Life, we didn't have any fucking political problems going on at all. Okay? Look at the problems that we have right now going on. Drops his stuff, picks a side, and says, by the way, now that I'm on this side, I want you to do this, and I want you to do that. And just to make people happy and actually listen to what I say and believe everything I say, can you make him embody toxic masculinity? And it's like, bitch, there is nothing masculine about you. You don't even know the word.
But he does have toxic down.
Oh,
He
damn.
is
yeah, in
toxic.
spades.
He's
He's got that in spades.
He is
So-
fucking he is fucking toxic. He is the very definition of toxic, but not the toxic that we know and like.
So,
Yes, I'd like to mention, by the way.
I mean, look at
Please go ahead, Digny.
look at the fucking Joker that he did. Okay, that screams how bad of an actor he is when it comes to villains. He was horrible as the Joker.
I've never touched anything related to DC because I'm not a fan of lost causes. But when it comes to, is Skeletor going to have a wife? Is he going to have little skeleties running around as his family members? Is Skeletor going to embody traditional family values? Because when you talk about, the toxic male
Skeletor?
male is, Skeletor, he's white. So he's a racist.
Yeah,
He's probably a sexist. He's homophobic. Are there any gay characters in this film? Probably. And they'll just
Orko.
Skeletor will just be the ultimate hate figure. And I think it's very interesting. Director was going to say something, but I think it's very interesting how the opposition paint these franchises in their own way, and they constantly fail. Same actors, same personalities, same failures. So go ahead, director. You can
Which
say
does
something.
lead to what I was going to say. Strictly speaking, I have nothing against the sort of character actors who are basically just themselves, but in a sort of exotic context. Ben Kingsley, in my opinion, doesn't actually do that many roles where he's not clearly Ben Kingsley, but that's okay, because everyone loves Ben Kingsley. The same thing applies to many other actors. The problem here is I don't know, personally, anyone who actually likes Jared Leto even a little, and I don't think his personal cult really factors in.
He does look weird, and that's coming
All
from
viable
me.
points. I think one of the reasons why they're putting the skull over Jared Leto's head is because they probably discussed makeup early on. All right, they were probably wanting to do something like they did for Langella, but obviously the guy already looks like a fucking skeleton. You really can't add any more skeletal features to it.
They probably
And
also
Leto's
put a
uglier
mask.
than piss.
They probably also put a mask on him because, I mean, look at him. The guy's just fucking ugly.
They could have gotten away with the ghoul treatment they used in Fallout. Bleach that white.
He'd make a great ghoul character in Fallout, I think.
He'd definitely be a ghoul. And I hope he gets killed, too, really early on if he's a ghoul. In Minecraft.
He is a ghoul.
I do observe. We can all agree the golden mask idea was absolutely pants on head, mentally disabled. But that was kind of expected.
All right. Well, my point is this. Toxic masculinity is not toxic at all. You're only making it toxic to, further whatever you guys really want in your lives, which do you guys even really know what you guys want in your lives? You know who you are. You know I'm talking directly to you, okay? Look into my eye and tell me I'm wrong, all right? You guys out there have something wrong with you in the headspace, and you really need to be like, hey, this shirt's wrinkly. Somebody needs to iron it out. So we offer that service to you, hopefully, with our comedy and our acting and our journalism today. Trust us with your entertainment. Let's go ahead and get to some of these super chats here. Let's gander on this. Super chat time.
Let's see if we have any super chats in the picture show.
Fucking Al. Always upstaging me. All right, let's see here. Steph Alice with a very generous $20 mega chat directly to the PayPal. Thank you, my dear. We appreciate that. And she says, here's to my favorite creator. Keep up the great work. Thank you for all of your dedication to keeping us entertained. Thank you, my dear, for supporting my humble little corner of the internet. We are happy to have you here. Now let's go up the list a little bit to some of these supers, which I have over here. If this will load, there we go. All right, from the tippity top, the great Eugene Bird, Old Man Bird, with a very generous $9.99 super says, Skeletor is my new hero. Until next time. Oh, believe you me, Skeletor is going to be making himself well known within the next a few shorts after today. Believe that. May even bring in a little He-Man too, and some Beast-Man to shake things up a little bit. Let's see here. Our good friend Steph Alice gifted us then 5 Stark of Iron gifted memberships to this channel. Thank you, dear. We appreciate that. And it's going to go to John the Potets. Thank you for showing up in the chat, by the way. Alice Store, HH, Christian, WY3PM, Joe Lamont. That's an old school Xanadoomer friend of ours. And They'll Can Man 706. Thank you very much for your generosity. Hail to the good friend Dog Meat out there in the chat as well. We just seen you. Hail to Charlie Nuclear. Looks like we got our Fallout audience back. Well, that's one of the reasons why I'm taking over the show today, is simply because we didn't give you enough variety entertainment on Thursday. It ended up being kind of a dud, really. And we feel quite guilty over it, and we're hopefully making you laugh and be entertained with our presentation today. Bodie Chris with a very generous 1 Stark of Iron gift of membership. That is going to go to Mo Shadow 81. Thank you for all of your generosity today. You guys are fantastic. Let's go ahead and wrap that one up in a nice, neat bow. Why are you doing this again? What do you mean, why am I doing this again? What? Presenting the news? Have you listened to Lady Gaga's new album, Mayhem, Vox? I have not. Voxy, what am I doing here? I've taken Tony's spot to be a little bit more entertaining and zazzy for you all. Can I do that? Let's see here. Cancel this podcast. Hail to Jay says, my favorite role is when Jared Leto gets cucked in Requiem because Jennifer Connelly would rather fuck a black man and do more ass to ass for more drugs.
That was definitely on Rumble.
I miss actual actors putting emotion and depth, like over the actor George C. Scott, for an example. He's my favorite actor of all time. My #1 favorite. George C. Scott's awesome. Absolutely. Nope, too much douchebaggery. Probably making a point over the fact that Jared Leto is ugly as all get up. Let's see here. I believe I've not seen Joker fully. I do, and probably never will. It's not on my list of to-dos. But we're going to go ahead and put a pin in this. I think we've covered our main topic, and I've learned a little bit in our research element for the science. I did not say hi to you, but I will now. Hail to your creative baker. It's pretty much drunk. You're pretty much drunk. I'm pretty much sober. Might have a little whiskey later on tonight after Alf hangs out with Snowdub here in this evening. But no, we're busy working all night tonight. Have you seen Batman 2022? Are you talking about the one with the sparkly vampire guy? I haven't seen it. Heard it was okay though. But then again, every Batman movie's always got the same origin story. I'm sick of seeing those pearls falling in slow motion in the alley.
It was
gun.
You know, the 2022 was
right.
And Joker Folie à Deux is basically Joker 2, and it's a musical.
What killed the dinosaurs?
The Ice Age! Allow me to break the ice. My name is Freeze.
That is my favorite Batman film, Batman and Robin.
My name is Freeze. Luna 12.
I can tell Joker Part 2 was basically just an effort to kill Joker Part 1.
Yes.
Most likely, yeah. Let's go ahead and get to our next Hollywood topic before we get more tangential. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Paramount and Spyglass are neck and neck. They are wanting to sue each other over who owns the Ghostface mask. Do you know that there's going to be a Scream 7? There's 7 of these? The hell?
Well, you wouldn't think less of me if I say I haven't actually seen one of these through.
I've seen the first one. The first one was great. The second one was after that I'm like, they're just gonna get more and more meta with it. Because this is Wes Craven, okay? This was during Wes Craven's, I like to call it his new nightmare phase. Now, for those of you who don't know, the guy whose hand is proverbially up my keister right now is a big horror movie geek. That's why he has fun hanging out with folks like Sons and Shadows, which was on podcast earlier today. So when this news came across his feed, he's like, wait a minute, there's 7 Screams? That was the first thought reaction, but let's go ahead and get into this deep dive because I honestly thought that this was a generic Halloween costume brought to you by the fine folks at Halloween Express way back when. But I guess we were wrong. Who owns the ghost face mask? Paramount and Spyglass sue ahead of Scream 7 release. The companies filed a lawsuit against Special Effects Studio, which has threatened to initiate litigation over the rights to Ghostface after claiming ownership of the mask. They call threats by Alterian Ghost Factory a shakedown attempt. A dispute over the rights of the Ghostface mask has sparked a legal battle with Spyglass and Paramount Pictures suing a Los Angeles-based special effects studio claiming ownership of the droopy-eyed horrid visage. In a lawsuit filed on Friday in California Federal, the companies say that the Alterian Ghost Factory is threatening copyright infringement litigation ahead of Scream 7's release later this month. The suit seeks a court order which would bar the special effects studio from suing, establishing, and it's on solid legal ground. Alterian intentionally slept on this purported rights in the iconic Ghostface mask used throughout the Scream franchise for 30 years, states the complaint. Brian Wheeler, a lawyer for Alterian, said the company intends to sue. We will be filing our complaint later today, which speaks for itself, he wrote in an email. The appearance of Ghostface in the Scream franchise can be traced back to the film's producers discovering the mask inside a Northern California home being scouted as a filming location. The production team subsequently licensed it from Fun World, a costume company that has been manufacturing and selling it since the early 1990s. The mask has been licensed for use in each installment for 30 years. Alterian argues that Fun World had no right to license the mask, saying that it created an underlying design first, the suit says. But by Paramount's thinking, the underlying dispute is one between Fun World and Alterian. It's also of the thinking that Alterian surrendered any potential right to claim ownership of Ghostface, since it hasn't taken action despite knowing of Fun World's licensing deals for decades. Alterian in July 2024 asserted rights to the mask, sending demand letters claiming that Fun World would have infringed on its copyright to its designs. According to the complaint, Fun World responded that it engaged a Hong Kong-based sculptor decades ago under a work-made-for-hire agreement to create a new line of Halloween masks. In the suit, Paramount and Spyglass say they've maintained a correspondence with Alterian, and any claims of asserting ownership of the mask are barred by statute of limitations. Among other things, last month, Alterian escalated its demands and threatened to file the lawsuit unless it was paid millions of dollars, the suit claims. In a 2020 case involving rights to the mask, a federal court found that Gardner is time barred from asserting the claim since he knew how Fun World's licensing as early as 1996 and no later than 2003. Alterian has never legally established that it owns rights to the Ghostface mask and will not be able to prove it now. Just in litigation, writes Aaron Moss, whose team includes Joshua Geller and Hannah Shepard in the complaint. And seemed to disrupt the release of the completed motion picture mere weeks before its release, the 7th installment of a franchise that Alterian watched grow in silence for 3 decades, is an outrageous attempt to shake down Spyglass and Paramount. Alterian's work can be seen in Return of the Living Dead, Zombieland, and Hocus Pocus. The company didn't immediately respond to a request to comment. Sounds to me like somebody just wants a quick cash grab. What do you guys think about that? Start with you, Digby.
Well, as I can tell you from not first-hand experience, but from second-hand experience, no one grabs cash in a lawsuit. I mean, can't we all just get along and just share the Ghostface mask together? Why wasn't this an issue? For 30 years, okay? 30 years, now a 7th movie is coming out. You'd think this might have cropped up a decade ago, but nah. I mean, this franchise has been milked to death. To the point where it doesn't even matter. Just share Share, for goodness sake. You're all a piece of the puzzle, so share the fruits of the endeavor. Well, if there are going to be any fruits,
A
not
7th sequel in a horror franchise? Yeah, no fruit to be had.
exactly. Not many franchises can get to films and still be profitable unless they completely destroy the soul of its existence. Fast and Furious is a fantastic example of this because, as we've seen with Steven Seagal and increasingly Jared Leto, you can only do you can only do so many movies in a row playing the same kind of character until people get, quite frankly, sick of it. And the same applies even for the horror franchise. You look at Scream, you look at Friday the 13th, you look at the Hellraiser movies, look at any franchise that has too many films, and that franchise is not really in a good position, right? Star Wars is another example. There's a reason they stopped at 6, and then Disney had to come along and ruin it. But
Oh, yeah.
the point still stands. Paramount, Spyglass, Fun World, or whatever your name is, Ulteria or Alterium, or whatever your name is, just share, okay? Because if you get into a lawsuit battle, none of you will win, and by the time anyone comes out on top, which is unlikely during any lawsuit, they'll probably be making a 10th Scream film that doesn't make any money.
Here's a viable point. Jason Takes Manhattan's pretty garbage. But she said she'll watch that any day over Scream 2 through 7. Oh, yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
The great thing about horror as a genre, in my view, is that you can one and done it, and it can really impact on people. You look at Alien, right? One and done. You look at Aliens, they had to change the format from horror to action to keep it fresh. They tried to change it back in Alien 3, but it was beset with technical issues and it didn't work. They then tried to mix and match with Alien Resurrection, and that really didn't work. And then Fox thought, well, how do we save Alien and Predator as franchises? Oh, we'll make a horror film sticking them both together and make two of them that are both technically failures. But the point is, though, right, this lawsuit is a complete waste of time over something that is ubiquitous throughout the Halloween season. Okay, so it's like fighting to the death over a loaf of bread. It's not worth the hassle.
No, I mean, the mask is very generic looking to
Yeah.
begin with. It's just a droopy, it's like somebody left a wax figure in a warm room and it started melting. That's what it
Quite
looks like.
frankly. Mm.
But
Go ahead,
people want
director.
money off of it, director. How much money? Do you have a scientific thesis?
Not quite, but I think basically here, science is already done. It's an attempted shakedown, which is a really stupid idea. Don't get it wrong. We just hit a point where there are enough people who are stupid enough and greedy enough to try anyway. Because yes, it was a Halloween mask, and if they totally ostensibly really hired that one guy to make a mask at some point, I don't think they're planning on sharing the money with that guy anyway. And again, they had no way of knowing it would have been arbitrarily picked up because the studios were really, really cheap at the time and thought at the time they would save money by just using a regular Halloween mask, which, again, it worked, so no fault on that. To wait 30 years and then say, oh no, the design is totally ours after all, is really, really laughable, and I'm angered by it because I don't want to have to side with the established studios. They're dumb! Just not as stupid as these bastards.
Wholeheartedly agree. Wholeheartedly. I wouldn't want to shake down anybody over a Halloween mask. What about you?
Fuck
Do
the
you like being
internet.
spooky?
Fuck the internet. As far as the Scream movies, does it really matter? Every single one has the same fucking plot. The same fucking thing happens every time. I gave up after I saw the first one because I didn't want to see the second one because I already knew what was going to fucking happen, and what I thought was going to fucking happen happened. So I was like, there's no fucking point. It's just No.
Jesus
And
Christ.
these idiots, if they wanted to sue, they should have done it right during the first movie. I mean, what the fuck is the problem with them waiting this damn long? It makes no damn sense whatsoever.
Wholeheartedly agree.
This is why
PSA.
Scary Movie was invented, to make fun of these stupid ass movies.
Oh, don't
PSA,
remind us of
don't fuck the
sixth
internet.
movie.
That's how you get all
Oh.
sorts of viruses.
That
It's
too,
true,
but don't
you don't know where it's been.
please,
It's filthy.
Yeah.
please don't mention Scary Movie as a franchise, because they're making a sixth film. Talk about another horror franchise. Even the parody version is being squeezed and milked to death.
They're
Right?
all the same.
We need newer, fresher ideas. I don't want franchises doing this. Look, 6 is enough. Okay? Right? 6 and then move on. Make something different. Right? It's like,
Oh, yeah.
check
But
out
here's-
Halo 10 or Fast and Furious 15 or Final Fantasy 500. I mean, come on, people.
Well, here's the thing, though, is that we need fresh stuff, and Hollywood isn't giving us fresh stuff because they're too busy. They're too afraid of offending anybody.
Give us a Baby Shark film.
What?
There was a Baby Shark film?
No, I'm proposing one.
You know
It's just
what?
2 hours of them going.
Do you know something, man? He's insane. He's clearly gone senile in this very moment. No one should listen to
I'm a
him.
big
No one
shark
should make a
fan,
Baby
too.
Shark film.
A 6,
Look at
7
all these
film.
shark
a
fans. Look at all
Fortnite
these
film.
shark fans. We got shark fans in the chat. Also, hail to Kashimla out there.
If
Right.
we're gonna, you know what?
I might just green light that shark film.
If he does the Baby Shark film, then the opening credits has to be the Narwhal song, and the end credit,
Narwhal, killing it with fire. Gotta sell
And,
the blubber because
the
they're
ending-
endangered. That's how it goes, right?
and the ending theme has to be the Gummy Bear song.
No.
Lego got a film, for goodness sake. Why shouldn't Baby Shark? Why shouldn't Fortnite? Huh? Let's give Marvel Rivals a TV show. The Fallout show has
They
literally
already have
created,
something.
right?
Please stop giving them ideas.
Starfield, the TV series.
Starfield, the TV series, all blank sets.
They already
fixed
have
it
that kind of.
post.
They already have that kind of shit on Disney Plus. The Marvel verses and things like that. They already
Yeah.
have that on there.
Al would
But
be
they-
perfect for a Hollywood
Disney.
blockbuster horror movie. Yeah, don't see him working in pictures anytime soon.
They have
I can't
they
wait
have
for-
Iron Man and Ironheart cartoon, or they have an Iron Man and Friends cartoon. You name it for MCU, they have it up there. Even possibilities.
There was
a
an
what
Avengers
if.
Assemble cartoon that was actually pretty decent.
They have they have Marvel's What If, which is a multiverse cartoon covering, what ifs, like what if this person was this? What if Spider-Man wore Doctor Strange's cape? All of this crap. And it's like,
It was worse than that.
Hollywood, why?
You know
See,
the best.
steps on
And
the
Marvel
right,
Zombies
right
was-
side of history.
Yeah, but even
Well-
Avengers, right? We're at Avengers 4 now, right? And who knows? We may get to Avengers 5. You look at Spider-Man. Finally, Tom Holland has grown up. Okay, finally. How many films did it take for Tom Holland to literally turn into a man? But
50 years worth.
when it comes to Scream specifically as a franchise, for goodness sake, create a new franchise which has the same meaning but replace Scream with something else. Get a thesaurus like Shout. You've got Scream and you've got Shout. Or you've got Agony. Agony was an awful game, but as a movie title, it would be quite good. Just come up with something newer, fresher, more exciting.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
mean,
want Scream
didn't-
8.
I mean, Digny, we got Avengers Secret Wars coming out, and
It's no secret.
and then of course the new Avengers. So yeah, fuck Disney,
look.
fuck the MCU. I mean, they replaced Kathleen Kennedy with Kevin Feige, so that makes things even worse. Jesus Christ.
Kennedy. That's
Oh,
dear.
I haven't heard in a long time.
Oh dear.
I'm just giving myself a headache.
But a lawsuit over the rights to a ghost face mask. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, people. Put some time and effort in promoting Baby Shark the movie. Everyone under 10 will love it. It'll be the next Minecraft movie. Instead of Chicken Jockey, it'll be Baby Shark do 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 Baby Shark do do. Everyone in the cinema.
I'm
will be
trying to
doing
stay
that.
civil, Digny, but at this point, I'm going to have to wish you to die in hellfire if this continues.
I can say this, the only
Oh dear.
they should stop fighting and join hands and take the ghost mask and stick it over Jared Leto's face.
Well, what about the crab dance, right? Make it like an aqua themed film, you know. Yeah, and have the baby
You
shark.
might want to pour
next
yourself some of the strong stuff, director.
and then
I
get
think
a
I
few
might need to,
seals-
yes.
Get
It
a few
lengthens my
seals.
temper wonderfully, and I think I will need it.
Yeah, but it's not made for you, straight white male over 35. It's made for 10-year-olds, and it's going to make bank.
Our good friend Wes Cagle, and this is a good segue into our super chat segment as we've kind of, drained this topic dry. Let's do this right quick. My fellow denizen of the Nine Hells, says Wes Cagle, has been a member for 22 months. Give him a round of applause. That's dedication. Charlie rocks. Speaking of rock legends that recently passed, didn't we lose a rock legend earlier yesterday? Who was it? Let's see here. Oh, 1 second. We'll touch base on it because it merits attention. We press that button. We press that button. And we press that button. That's right. Brad Arnold. We lost Brad Arnold. As far as rock legends are concerned. Yeah.
Which song? I mean, which band?
Let's see here. What did he perform in, Brad? I thought he was in a couple of bands.
I don't know.
Three Doors Down was his front band, but I thought he was in another band too. Let's see here. Yeah, let's see here. Three Doors Down, and was he in any other bands? I guess not. I guess he was only the one. I could have swore he wrote for Aerosmith and a few others, but I guess I'm wrong here. Yeah, Three Doors Down, frontman, passed away recently. So Kryptonite song, yeah, the Kryptonite song, yeah.
Before we go into the super chats, I have one more movie suggestion.
Yeah, go ahead.
K-pop Demon Hunters 2.
I'm gleefully ignorant of enough of this that doesn't hurt at all.
Now you're gonna make me get the hard stuff. You better stop.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
More
And have
Stevie,
it
more.
based in North Korea this time.
Okay, now I'd watch that film.
Yeah.
Exactly. Turn
Yeah.
turn that into a horror film because
Oh,
you
yeah.
will be
This
be
premise has
executed
legs.
You get executed with an anti-aircraft gun for listening to K-pop music.
Don't tell people what I do in my off time. Uh-oh. Vox is staring into our souls and it scares me. Well, how about this? Let's get to some game and entertainment, some gaming news. Wizards of the Coast has decided to introduce a playable new game at MagicCon Las Vegas. Like anybody cares. The new game available exclusively from Secret Lair could be potential passion project from Magic head designer. That's right, Mark Rosewater has decided to make another game. For whatever reason, we do not know. Mark Rosewater, the head designer for Magic the Gathering, announced on a Tuesday that would be unveiling a new game made by Wizards of the Coast at MagicCon Las Vegas this May. Secret Lair, blank, redacted, presents not a Magic the Gathering event with Mark Rosewater. We're excited to bring non-Magic Redacted to MagicCon Las Vegas, available exclusively via Secret Lair. This is an event you won't want to miss. Try out the new game featuring non-Magic Redacted from Mark Rosewater, whom you may remember from such sets as Urza Saga. Players will Information Redacted, battling with Information Redacted in a fast and experimental play experience. Why show up without knowing exactly what it is? Because there's something entirely new created by the renowned Mark Rosewater. And you could even walk away with a Redacted. An entirely new card game made by Wizards of the Coast, also known as Redacted. The above is an event that is being run by Las Vegas MagicCon in May, hosted by me. The event runs each day, Friday, 5 p.m. to 9, Saturday, 12:30 to 4:30, and Sunday, 12:30 to 4:30. If you're coming to the event, I strongly urge you to join me in one of these sessions. Note, it is a new game designed by me, and it's not Magic, but Redacted. The game, which he refers to as, quote, Redacted, will... Redacted.
My goodness, man. Is this a game announcement, or is this the latest revelations from a certain filing system I've been hearing about?
You know,
I have read less redacted SCP files and have been assured that everything that was redacted was much more interesting.
And this is the reason why I wanted to read this article.
This is a government-made game.
Redacted.
Brought to you by the creators of Epstein Files.
Are they trying to tie in the Epstein files? Is that it? That's a very bold marketing strategy, Cotton.
I didn't even know you could say that on YouTube, but please go ahead.
We should have coded our words.
Good afternoon to you all. Please hit that like button and chug a beer. Mandatory. We might have a victory beer after the show. Yes, but in the meantime, let's continue talking about
Redacted.
Will only be available via Secret Lair with special events on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at MagicCon Las Vegas. According to Rosewater's blog post where he announced the event, it's a fast experimental play experience. So it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Redacted. In that post, Rosewater said that he created it, but a line later states that it is an entirely new game created by WotC. Despite the game debuting at MagicCon Las Vegas, being created by WotC and being available from only Secret Lair, Rosewater reiterates that it's a non-Magic game, which leads to the question, what could it be? Every speculation of the game is polished and produced version of Rosewater's game Mood Swings, which he designed in 1998. Followers of Rosewater will note that he has talked about this game and his goal of having it published for close to 30 years. The earliest mention of the game that I can find comes from Rosewater's articles, 80,000 Words, and 80,000 Words with Director's Commentary Part 2, not to be confused with Redacted, which were published under the Making Magic column of the Mothership in 2006, where he gave it to her WotC headquarters through a series of pictures. My desk, there's some expression that connects to the creativity. No, you're just a filthy slob. The follow-up article allowed Rosewater to expound on all the images, including the picture above. This is where he points to the box behind his hand with the words Mood Swings written on top. He wrote, behind my hand, you can see my box of Mood Swings. I still play it every week, mostly with my wife. So that's what you guys do instead of the old horizontal monster mash. And we wonder why Wizards of the Coast went down the crapper. Over the years, Rosewater has talked about the game with interviews and articles, often lamenting on how it will probably never be published. An interview with Ted Knutson, published here at Star City Games back in 2010, Rosewater said that his personal time he has been playing and fiddling with Mood Swings, my mass market TCG that will probably never see the light of day. In 2016, Rosewater answered a question about Mood Swings on his blog, where he described the game in more detail, even noting that it could support constructed and limited play, a huge tidbit that possibly hint at the game he is showing off in May. Rosewater states it's a mass market TCG, and cards represent emotions. The game requires no deck building, and games take about 5 minutes to play. What A Grok. Thoughts?
I hope
Many.
this fails. I hate Wizards of the Coast. I hate the company with a passion because it's one of the few companies that have managed to make, and I know this is an overused term, wokeness profitable. And they have made it profitable by infecting a good swath of a very, very loyal fan base within Magic the Gathering. And when I hear Wizards of the Coast announcing, "Oh, we've got a new franchise potentially in the works," I hope it burns. I hope it fails. I hope it cripples your company, because if any company embodies profitable agenda pushing, it's Wizards of the Coast. I hate the company, and I hate what they have done to Magic the Gathering. And, it's caused so much of a problem that it's led to cardflation, folks. So many cards are being printed that it's just devaluing all the OG stuff, right, from before Magic the Gathering was, for lack of a better term, compromised. I can't stand Wizards of the Coast, and any action that leads to their annihilation, I would support. So I do not believe this new project will succeed, because let's face it, people support Magic the Gathering despite Wizards of the Coast, not because of it. So this new franchise, in my view, doesn't have a hope in hell.
Wholeheartedly agree. We got our good friend, the Carlos Fish, asking, "Hey, has anybody ever played the Great Dal Moody?" No.
Oh, damn.
You'll have to tell us about that one. And the question most definitely is, redacted. All right.
I used to think I was a numb redaction.
Here's the science for you, director. Here's the science. So I understand that you have a lot of experience reading stuff that is redacted.
Lots of gratuitous redactions. It is basically a hallmark of all the worst files, where someone thinks that just by blacking it out and forcing someone else to imagine what could be there, then obviously what should be there must have been very interesting. And that seems to be what's happening here. This thing would quite possibly not make on the wiki, although probably just not having the right insular connections within the people who control the wiki. They could probably work it out. After all, they share an agenda. I have to say, this does not look promising if the best you can say about it right now is it's not Magic the Gathering, but it's playable.
Redacted.
Are they going to be advertising it as being unplayable? And isn't playable basically the lowest possible bar you could predict to achieve? And that's really damning when the apparently sussed out idea for the game is that it's mood swings feels the game.
That's
so
right.
So it's DEI the game. Mood swings.
Mood swings. How do I feel at this very moment? I feel like we should go have sex. Oh, are you kidding me? Let's play more of this card game. We got Crazy Vox fan says, "Does anyone like my moth profile picture?" Really can't see it from here, but it looks cute. Scoops, what are your thoughts on dare I say it? Of course I say it. Redacted.
Redact yourself.
Oh, damn.
She doesn't like me at all.
No, I'm just in a pissy mood from today's show. Also, I don't like you. Anywho. Yeah, I don't know anything about Wizards of the Coast, so I don't really care about Wizards of the Coast. I don't really have anything to
lucky.
say.
You're a very lucky person.
Take it from somebody who's been playing Magic the Gathering since it was a game, and let me tell you, we saw the de-evolution in Kamigawa. Hell, we saw the de-evolution in Urza's Legacy.
Been witness to everything else they've done.
They have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in a Swords and Sorcery card game now. Isn't that neat? And Marvel Superheroes, and well, we're gonna buy the Marvel Superheroes decks because we gotta, but we haven't touched the Final Fantasy. We have the Fallout ones, we have the 40K ones, anything that's basically, something that we like. We just bought the Commander precons for. We're still not going to buy boxes and stuff because kind of redonky. Wow, here's an old face from a long time past. The great problematic white guy. Holy shit.
Damn. Hey, John. How you doing, sweetie?
Must be an off day at the office. Good to see you.
Greetings.
Slumming it up with us. They even have Final Fantasy. Oh, it's not just 7. It's all over the place. It's the Final Fantasy anthology set with 4 pre-constructed precons and boxes. Oh my god.
I hate Magic the Gathering and Wizards of the Coast so much that I am reading a Chinese takeaway menu and I am looking at the English dishes section for the Chinese takeaway. That's how redundant I think Wizards of the Coast are. I would rather order English dishes from a Chinese restaurant. It's like, why are these options in here?
That's a good question.
Why?
That's a great question. Speaking of which, well, Theta isn't going to be able to show up, and you're fashionably late. Hello? Son of Mars.
Yes,
Why
sir.
did you make time for us today? Good to see you. How you doing?
No. Family commitments, man. Family commitments.
I'm busting your balls. Can't I do that?
Absolutely. Wouldn't expect anything else from you, Vox.
Good to see Adam in here. Why am I here? Because we didn't do a variety show on Thursday, and we are trying to show up the character acting. We wanted to do something last night, but the card meetup that we had, we were like, yeah, no, we stayed out there till way late, and the audience would have ran cold if we had went on by the time we got home, and we didn't even have a plot ready or nothing, so we didn't do a variety show like we wanted to. Our Fallout show was kind of like weak sauce, where somebody decided to just, play some Fallout and bullshit with the chat. Wasn't really profitable. And anyway, so I'm here to shore up the entertainment value for our news show. So that's the reason why I've took the reins today. We are currently on the Wizards of the Coast article. Have you had a chance to vet the articles there, Marcelo?
Vetted? I've had to take Pepto-Bismol because of it.
Oh, yeah, definitely haven't.
Well, we're on the Magic the Gathering redacted section. How many times do you want to say redacted?
Redacted? More like ink blots. What do you see in
I
those
do
ink
that
blots?
every Sunday, and I'm really sick of having to do it outside that context.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, I'd rather take an ink blot test in a dark room with one light bulb hanging down over my head with a slow drip of water.
Vietnam.
Yeah, almost. The Wizards of the Coast haven't been the Wizards of the Coast since the 1900s.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna leave that right there.
There you
go. Seriously.
Well, welcome to the rotation.
Yeah, absolutely.
We didn't get any more supers coming in or anything, but John says he's just got home from a grocery run. I suppose my obsession only zeroed in when the 7 set came out. Well, it was all part of one set. There was just some cards from 7, including, your original Dreamboat. Oh, by the way, fun fact, and this is not fake news, ladies and gentlemen. What if I told you that Steph has a crush on Sephiroth? Trust us with your information. To quote my rescue diver textbook, if a shark in a feeding frenzy heads towards a diver, all the diver has to do is keep the end with the teeth in it away.
You know what the diver should do? He should sing to the shark, Baby Shark.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, apparently they'll drown if you pet them.
Got the strong stuff because we're about to do it.
Oh.
Fucking with you. All right, let's go ahead.
Heavy petting or light petting?
What?
Heavy petting.
How bold do you feel?
There you go. There you go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I believe we have another gaming bit of news here. Let's go ahead and get into it. this is bringing back an old meme from the past. Hey, you know, because remember when all the e-girls were like, oh, would you have me or the PS5? Well, after some delegation, our good friend Scooby Pup here actually thought that this was real when she sent it to us. When we finally was able to get our schedule done, the link didn't work. So we found out that it was definitely a gag brought on by GameStop, but I figured we would treat the article as if it were fresh anyway, kind of like a bonus segment of fake news, which is our fun segment, by the way. And boy, howdy, have we got some fake news for you. Let's just say there's going to be a lot of people cramping their style by the end of that one. So, and I quote, GameStop jokingly claims man tried to trade girlfriend for store credit in pursuit of the PS5. No, you can't trade insignificant others for store credit, no matter how desperate you are. GameStop has seemingly tapped into the potential virality by way of outright fiction with an post joking about a would-be scenario involving a man attempting to trade his girlfriend for store credit. In an post shared on Tuesday, February the 3rd, GameStop detailed the surely fabricated incident while tucking in a reminder that significant others are not eligible for trade in value. We regret to inform our customers of an incident today where an individual attempted to trade his girlfriend in for store credit towards a new PS5. The official GameStop X account posted on Tuesday, store associate Nevaeh had to explain that our systems don't allow for human exchanges, even though she appeared to be in good condition while GameStop offers store credit for used consoles, games, and accessories. Significant others are not eligible for trade-in at this time. Thank you for your understanding. We regret to inform our customers, blah, 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 blah. But look at this guy right here. Oh, my God. And that's apparently his girlfriend being traded in. This poor employee's like, what the fuck? I should have stayed in bed today. But the whole point, the reason why we wanted to share this, which we'll get to in just a second, he says, for those who might otherwise be fooled by these posts, here's the key caveat. Selena 52 Truck Stop, a satirical social media presence for sharing presumably fake posts in jest, is seemingly involved with the instance of tomfoolery. In an Instagram update of their own, Selena reps added to GameStop's jokingly delivered post by further joking that Nevaeh Petty has been placed on paid administrative leave after we discovered she has been working part-time at GameStop and was involved in an incident there today. So, the reason why I wanted to bring this to everybody's attention is because GameStop is, well, for lack of a better word, Scooby, I think you said it best, a joke, ladies and gentlemen. To the point that they're not providing self-commentary because nobody else is going to be able to laugh at them much anymore. That's a kind of old hat. But what are your thoughts on this, Digny? If this was real, it definitely has the potential to be real.
Well, I'll tell you this. The reason the female store clerk is nervous is because trading in an older woman for a $500 or $600 PS5 when the store clerk cost like 20 grand for the company, it's a steal. They should have accepted it. They should have hired the woman, and they should have sold the lovely store clerk to make a big wedge of profit. I mean, 20 grand for a girl like that would do very well on the market. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Of course, that's not the way the world works anymore, but it used to, right? And I'm sure if that was still around as a thing, then the guy would sell his girlfriend and buy half the store. Because, you know, if she's a pretty girl, that's 20, 30 grand. And think of all the PS5s you could buy for 20 or 30 grand. Especially store credit, because you get extra for store credit. So maybe 40 or 50 grand in store credit. Just empty the shop. And it's like, oh, we need new stock now. But at least we've got this smoking hot lady as merchandise. We could probably sell her for 70 grand.
That's right. And ladies and gentlemen, this is how we make light of trafficking.
It is. And people say, oh, no, but that's immoral. That's wrong. That's bad, Digny. I look like a 19th century slave owner, okay? with glasses. Okay. If I could make a profit off of it, I would sell any one of the people on this panel. Okay.
You can't afford me.
Oh my God. We need to get you an interview down here at Vox that we fit right in. Director.
Well, I'm Zoe. This is a witty joke, and it's good that we can laugh at this not human trafficking as a contrast to human trafficking that we all know has been happening for who knows how many decades now, and won't see any meaningful accountability for it. That said, I have to say, what a bad trade. Look, if she's only worth some store credit towards a PS5, well, you know, first up, according to this picture, not all that old, but assuredly all teeth with an overactive gag reflex.
Oh, damn.
Used hardware is used hardware. That's why it's trade-in value.
It's true.
Exhaustingly low self-esteem.
We're all going to hell. Oh, wait, I'm already here.
Hey, people
Scoop?
don't understand, but that store clerk who's behind Director Arcada's head, the reason she was uncomfortable was simply because of the fact that the company spent 20 grand on her when they could have bought this lady for $500 in store credit.
Enough to get a PS5.
Dear.
And not even
To
the
get a
Pro
PS5.
either.
And then she'd
would
be
have put
out
her
of
to
a
work
job.
for sure.
Now, here's somebody who knows her value, knows her worth, and also has a PS5. Hi, Scoop. What's your thoughts on this one?
GameStop was already a joke, so it's hard to say that this ad is a joke because, well, they already are one. I mean, come on, you try to trade in a game itself. It's like a $60 game. You want to trade it in, they'll give you like $15 worth of credit, or they'll say, oh yeah, you can have this game, but it's got to be a used game and it's got to be more expensive. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? They went from being EB Games to GameStop, and doesn't matter the name of the store. Doesn't matter the name of the store. It's still a shitty store. They're a joke in and of themselves. They don't need to create a joke. I mean, people already laugh at it. But it was kind of it was a good article.
It was hilarious. We're getting content out of it. So thank you for your submission. And again, we do apologize to our panelists on such short notice. We usually like to send our articles out to vet for a day, but a certain prick got lazy and didn't wake up till 7:30 in the evening and had to go to cards. And then he came home relatively late after he thought he was going to be doing a show after he would have gotten the schedule to you prior to. It ended up running long.
Yeah, it was quite
Marcelo, your thoughts on the matter? Is it similar to what John's saying here? Sounds more like or credit.
No, sounds like they're trying to make a run for it on the market. When tech stocks are going down, you got to consider, since this article came out, GameStop has gone up about 10%. They were at a low of 22 about a week and a half ago, and now they're up to like 24 and something. So, whatever they're doing, something's working in their favor. They're almost at $25, which is near their year-to-date high. I mean, clickbaiting works for some people. So then again, I'm like, I'm looking back at the write-up that they put in there, and they snuck in the words "at this time," as if this is somehow a corporate strategy they're actually giving consideration to. I mean,
I read your chat. I was tempted to steal
when
it.
your stock prices are already that low, and
what exactly? but you got to consider what was the reasoning behind somebody in marketing thinking of putting the phrase "at this time"? Who thought that this was actually a good idea?
It wasn't.
I do.
The people
there
who
you
think
go.
that's good at this time.
Well, there you go. So obviously, whatever marketing head put that out there, it must have worked for them. At least if it helped them meet their quarterly numbers, that means somebody's getting a bonus.
Look, this is a great way to deal with the orphan crisis. The orphanage can trade in the orphan for store credit to get stuff, and then the company has free labor to get parcels that are a bit too low, so you don't have to bend over.
Well,
It's,
you know what?
it's actually an accelerating algorithmic return on product versus efficiency. You get the free labor to bring out more products for more free labor. You keep 100% of the profit.
And this could turn out working for them because who knows? Maybe those folks that get traded in might actually know more about the product they're trying to sell than the ones that are working there now. Just saying.
Exactly.
Bar is
And
low
then
on that point. I grant.
And before long, GameStop will have revived the slave trade, and that's what they'll be known for.
Oh,
I don't
my God.
think that means.
Wait a minute.
The more
surviving.
things change, the
Hang
more
on a
they
second.
stay the same.
Hang on a second. As opposed to what? Have you been to a GameStop lately? I mean, seriously. Look, you know, if you were to do a test on some of the folks that are working there these days to determine their level of depression, I'd say that some of those folks are probably due for some sort of therapeutic intervention. I'm just going to leave that right there.
Well, maybe they should. Maybe their significant other should trade them to GameStop for an Xbox Series X.
Are you sure they haven't already?
Oh damn!
You never know.
Onto something.
I think for the Xbox. I think for the Xbox Series S, I think for the Xbox, you have to trade in your dog.
Oh damn!
Yeah, that's just wrong.
Yeah, no.
That's
something. Listen. I'll part with my offspring. I'll part with my wife. I'll part with my best friend. But you ain't touching my dog. All right. There's where I draw the line.
Yeah.
But it's GameStop. You know they push towards everything.
Yeah.
If you want a PS5, you gotta pay us.
Wait a minute.
If you want a PS5, you got to pay us $7,000, but it doesn't retail for that. It retails for that for us.
Yeah, hold on.
That's where the store gets their profitability. It's like a liquor store, for example. There is no such thing as true retail in any market because they keep their percentage at their retail.
Yeah, I think Scooby's onto something because I think didn't they have some sort of exclusive marketing thing going on with Ubisoft for a while?
Yes, they did.
That would explain a lot of things.
And they even have their own cheap ass made costumes, and they charge hundreds for that.
I rest my case.
Well, ladies and gentlemen.
You're talking to a gamer that goes in and out of that store like no tomorrow just to see what's available, so that way I know not to go there but go elsewhere and get it.
Know thy enemy.
We do need to continue, ladies and gentlemen, so let's go ahead and get to that, shall we?
Moving right along.
Let's see here. We didn't get any supers in this particular segment, but we'll cover a few chats before getting to a little bit of the weather. Now, for those of you that don't know, that's how I started my career. I was a guy who predicted the weather. Now, of course, obviously, I had a very total legitimate climb up the ranks to running the network. But that's neither here nor there. But we will be discussing a little bit about this cold weather and how really kick-ass tornadoes can become when they're covered in snow. John says, what?
False. I'm sorry. Weathermen do not predict the weather. They basically typically present other people's mostly wild guesses about the weather, which they typically get wrong over the course of the weekend, which has been a running irk for me, because how on earth do you believe that people who can't get the weekend weather right with any reliability, I mean, honestly, it's the most socially endorsed form of gambling we've ever seen. Totally no, you need to give government power, we're all going to die in the next 5 years or so.
True that.
Well, back in my time, we had actually more stable models that actually made sense. Not this AI computer-generated BS. Anyway, smile like you mean it, Vinny. Don't lose your cool. Valentino is not lurking. Let's see here. Folks, seriously, drop a $5. Show some love to the channel. I don't like to ask, but you're not going to get this raw take on news that matters anywhere else. We
True.
appreciate that plug. In fact, we'll be poking fun at somebody who has absolutely less talent than everybody here. Literally, everybody here has more talent in their pinky finger than this asshole who's going to be flaunting, let's just say, lots of zeros. And we're going to be laughing at him. We're going to be pointing and laughing. But yes, we are in a bit of a stretch. We did have a bit of a fallout from our regular content. So, yeah. Any help would be fantastic. But let's go ahead and get to our odd news of the day, shall we? And get moving right along. Oh, that's an NFL playbook ad. Colorado woman captures the video of a rare snowdado. Now I know that our good friend Scooby here loves icy, windy wind. We totally did not go into the future and predicted that we would be covering this article. We didn't know that there was a windstorm up there, I promise. But I'm pretty sure that somewhere up there might be some twisty tornadoes going on, with a little snow on the cover. February 6th, a woman in Colorado captured a video of a snowdado, also known as a snow devil, touchdown in the Divide area. Mandy Campbell shared the video on social media, showing the whirlwind swirling snow in the air. I was so mesmerized that I didn't record it until the very end, Campbell wrote. The National Weather Service confirmed the snow devil touchdown on Tuesday night. Sydney Jackson, chief meteorologist for KKTV 11, said it was a rare scene. We don't see this all the time, she said. So think of it like a dust devil that you may have seen before, but with snow in the Divide. She said the snow devil is pretty quick moving, but pretty tall as well. So this is pretty neat. Let's go ahead and take a quick gander. We'll actually play this. Who cares? Let's do her. Up, right. Look at this bad boy.
Oh no, it's snow in the air. This is unheard of.
It's a tornado. It's twisting around. Look at that.
It's still going.
That's fucking that's rad.
It's like smoke.
It's just floating on the wind like it's inviting us to play. How profound.
Let's go jump in it. Remember that one dude who was like, here it comes. We didn't get that.
So, if this is possible with snow, then it could well be possible with fire. A fire-nado.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Living in America.
There are definitely those, Digny, and several of those were documented last year or year before when there were the fires in Southern California hills. There were several of those that were documented. Some near some very famous people's homes.
Those are serious news, very daunting, potentially very threatening. I got those you might at least lose some hair.
You guys live in a hard Minecraft server. Literally, you've got snow-nados, fire-nados, you've got earthquakes, floods, half your country is buried in ice. It's like, how do you deal with it?
Very, very carefully.
We drink.
That too.
I don't understand. What's the point?
The 18th Amendment rejects that claim, but then the 21st Amendment rejects the 18th. So, yeah, there was a time when drinking was illegal in the U.S. Great time.
I'll drink to that.
But the idea of a snow-nado, fire-nado, even the concept of a tornado is pretty alien to the rest of the most of the rest of the world. You guys, you have it tough in your part of the world.
Tornadoes, fire-nados, these are very valid and concerning things. Snow-nado here, this is a visualization tool for gentle air currents. This is about as threatening as someone hurling a kitten at you, which is mostly horrifying for the prospective damage to the kitten.
Yeah,
You can tell
exactly.
it.
I mean, that's what a dust devil is. For those of you that don't know, basically all this is just the air caught itself up in a semi-self-consistent vortex for a few minutes. That's really what it is. But it was cool to look at.
Getting fur on you, that's a big deal. Getting a bit of snow on you is, if that's a threat to you, I'm sorry, you're too weak to live. It was nice knowing you.
That's
Yeah.
right, but you can always dedicate your weakness because good flesh is good flesh to Arcater Labs. Donate your organs today. The more the merrier.
We don't do that much of that. Thank you. I appreciate the support. Our volunteers are well cared for, and almost no one has died in our experiments.
Yeah, yeah, probably.
Scoobs, how do you like that windstorm? Did you see any of those? Scooby Pup going once.
I've seen those types of things a lot. So
Aren't they cool?
not really. I mean, I've seen them so often over time that it's just kind of like, oh, cool. Move on to the next day.
Oh, damn.
Do you think that those things are the reason why you lost your internet earlier?
No, not today because the snow has turned to ice. Because remember, like I said, it's -7 degrees over here. And the wind has been here all day, so there's no snow for it to blow around.
Well, it's a good job you're not facing ice nados, but to pad out the time for a Scooby section, Scooby, why do you have pictures of stroke victims all around you?
I don't know. Ask the AI thingy. I just typed in for the background. They said, put in 5 words for the background, and we'll make the picture. I typed in.
Why is Bella
couldn't find
Ramsey
it.
I just
wearing a
typed
wig
in streamers.
behind you?
I just typed in streamers background, and this is what it gave me. So I was like, close enough.
I'm more concerned about the structural integrity of that potted plant.
What potted plant?
Over there, over there on the right.
Look,
Or
I
on the left.
agree.
Yeah.
I don't blame you, Scooby, for not being able to see the potted plant.
I'm
because
pretty sure I have some sort of weird brain sitting on the one of the chairs. At least that's what it looks like.
My
yeah.
goodness.
if we don't have that, I can make that happen. Just let me know what you want this refined to.
Hey,
Have you guys ever worked with robo brains before, Arcater? Have you ever worked on those kind of things?
That's Voltech's department. I consider it hideously unethical and disavow any association with any similar project.
If I find anything,
having a killdozer with a human conscience is awesome.
if I find
Yes.
cool, then
You could do that
I think
by just having a driver
fire-
in there.
I think fire tornadoes are a lot cooler than whatever she was freaking out over, because what she was freaking out over was just simply wind. It was just a gusty day. That was it. That was not
Abe decided to stop by and was like, you know what? I feel like throwing around the snow because waterbending is just too damn cold to do right now.
It
I
was
don't
just
believe
the,
for a
it was
second
just
it's
the wind
rare.
going back. It was just the wind going back and forth. You could tell that it was just gentle snow, and it was just a windy day. That was not a freaking tornado. It was just a windy day.
Yeah.
I've seen dust nados, I've seen leaf nados, and I don't believe those are rare either.
I've seen house
Yes.
nados.
John is
Those
right. It did
are a
come
bit
fully.
rare.
John is right. This room did come fully furnished. It was move-in ready.
Currently 7 degrees where you're at, you lucky son of a bitch.
No.
This room was This room was labeled as move-in ready. So yeah.
No.
I can
I'm
personalize
No.
it.
Do you want to
I'm
go
not in-
frolic in the snow-nado?
Nah, I'm not impressed by this thing at all. I mean, I'm from South Florida. Okay, come on, hurricanes, 100+ mile-an-hour winds, water spouts, common. I mean, this is what we call a cold Tuesday. Okay, I mean, seriously, come on. It doesn't snow down here, but if it did, it would be called Tuesday, because that was nothing. Okay. it blows around like that here more often than than that. I mean, seriously. Okay, we had downed trees, we had falling iguanas. You didn't see it making the news in the national media. I mean, yeah, here locally, but nobody was making a big deal about the fact that we were having iguanas falling from trees. Come on.
You got biblical fucking plagues down there.
Yeah, we literally had plagues. Absolutely. I even had to pick up a couple iguanas where I live. Absolutely. Keep them away from
Iguanitos are much more threatening than what we've just seen.
Oh, absolutely.
Iguana is a funny name for a Cuban refugee.
It wasn't. No, that's what wasn't falling from the trees, man. We're talking about reptilians that weigh about 25 pounds sometimes.
Hey, look, that's no way to call a Cuban. A Cuban is not a reptilian. They're just as human as you or me.
Thank you.
No, we're talking about iguanas, and I clearly know right now, Digny, you have never handled an iguana. I have. Even when they like you, they rip the hell out of you with their claws. You get a bunch of them, up to 30 pounds, flying through the air. Yeah, they really chose the wrong topic for NATO, and I refer to the sharks.
They fall like a brick because effectively they are stiff as a board, okay, and they're mostly made out of carbon and calcium, so they could cause damage.
Absolutely.
Okay? Yeah.
Well,
and one of them is Secretary of
I owe
State.
him this. I owe Mr. Eagle Flying this. Thank you for swinging by. He says if he disappears, obviously, well, you know why, because it's 13 degrees where you're at, and power just came back on. So there you go. Good to see you. We wanted to make sure that we got in your patriotic eagle cry, sir. Thank you for hanging out.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So I'm nonplussed by that particular news of the weird.
Well, what if I told you that you'll definitely be impressed and possibly repulsed by this next bit of community news?
Why can't we all just get along?
Yes. So this guy's name is XQC or whatever, and this fella is gonna flex his money on us. You look at this dude. You look at his little Star Wars collection behind him. I don't know who this class act is, but he's going to show off why people like us have to struggle bus while he sits easy with his face on the camera, providing absolutely nothing. Let's go ahead and have a little Deadpool, ladies and gentlemen. Super chats are now welcome at the channel, as well as mega chats to the PayPal. Let's turn it into a little bit of a Deadpool. How many zeros are going to be behind this cocksucker's fucking flex? Let's find out, shall we? Is it going to be 3, 4, 5?
8.
Dare I say 6? For doing absolutely fuck all. Ugh. Let's get into it.
Ad day, 57,000. Yeah.
Look at that! $50,000. Do you know what I would do on a $50,000 stream? I wouldn't work for the rest of the fucking year. I would be doing fun streams on the second channel, not worrying about making a single damn dime.
For exactly what?
Exactly. Being French Canadian.
That explains it.
Gambling day was more like 15 mil.
Excuse me? I mean, excuse me?
15
million
dollars.
Yes.
And he's got that kind of haircut.
You need to understand, in Quebec, they have like a 95% tax rate, so he's barely getting any of this.
Of course, that makes...
Oh, I see.
And then, when it comes down to sponsor, I had a late sponsor kick in. It was Call of Duty Warzone. I had
So he was playing Warzone. Look, that looked like it was back in its beta years.
Answered their request for their sponsors for like the whole season. At the end, they were like, "Yo, dude, we'll give you like the rest of the budget, whatever." I don't remember what it was. And then I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll do it." And they're like, "Well."
Look
Does someone actually understand what he's saying?
No, I haven't paused it yet.
Like, I love
you
how he like
guys-
talks like, because he was like, he makes so much like sense.
Oh yeah,
He makes sense.
He's French Canadian
Makes sense. Yeah, I can see
who has
that.
interacted with Americans for so long that he's picked up the American cadence. XQC, famous or infamous depending on your perspective, Twitch streamer. He's cultivated an audience for well over a decade, and he's also a professional gamer. He's been in a few game tournaments historically.
Not all gamers say like every couple of words.
Well, that's because his audience are.
His audience is
6'7".
looking at. I guess his audience is just looking at the skills in his gaming. I guess.
Yeah, but
He talks
this
like,
man
he talks
has.
like a Californian valley girl.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
this man
Yes.
has picked up a serious gambling addiction, folks, which has actually been
That explains
which has
everything.
actually been very lucrative for him.
What the
Very
fuck?
lucrative.
You were supposed to play like once or.
So wait a minute. What you're saying is he makes money by asking people to like bump him at a fucking online crypto gambling table? Is that what this guy does?
Well, I think it's a more recent thing. He made about $57,000 is either US or Canadian in advertisements. I think he made 15 million in sponsorships. I mean, if you zoom out, if you go to the post itself, it'll give you the direct information.
A couple times.
Well, we're
for
gonna watch him
2 weeks.
flex, and
But you
then
can
we're
do
gonna
it
cover the direct
on the one day if you
information.
want. I played for like 12 hours, I think, and it was like a
Play
mil
for
flat.
12
That
hours
was the
and
biggest
$1 million.
condensed was I've ever taken.
Like,
Yeah.
what the absolute fuck?
Yeah, look,
Ads
57.
57,000, gambling 15 million, Call of Duty
There we go.
sponsor $1 million.
There we go. Yeah.
What the
there's
absolute
that.
piss?
That's the power of being a massive content creator. You get sponsorships, you get ad revenue from your videos or from your shows. And in regards to his gambling thing, yeah, he got pretty lucky. But where did he get the money to gamble? From his audience.
From his audience, people were obviously bumping his addiction for sure.
Yeah.
If this guy's sitting at home playing video games all day, now I have no
Yeah.
dog in that fight. I sit at home and I content create all day, but
Yeah.
I do it with a passion, and this guy's just coasting through it now. Like it's
Well,
ridiculous.
that's the thing. If you're a really prominent creator, I'm talking really prominent, whether it's on YouTube or on Twitch, you can get the ad revenue pulling in. You can get the sponsorships pulling
That's
in.
what we want.
You
We
can-
want the ad rev.
and it gets to a point, guys, right? Mr. Beast is a great example of this. When you have so much revenue coming in that you can literally make your own Squid Game, which bombs on Amazon Prime because the existing entertainment system don't want content creators making entertainment. Because if we made our own TV shows, each of us separately, they would all bomb because the industry doesn't want people like us or even people like Mr. Beast to have a foot in their circle.
Oh, don't mention about Mr. Beast. I'm glad you mentioned that, Digny, because quite frankly, Mr. Beast made the news recently on Twitter for aggressively stressing he's not owned by the Rockefeller Foundation. They're just associated for charity reasons.
How interesting.
Curiosity.
With that in mind, I'm thinking, yeah, he might be able to actually launch a program into his own shows, or rather to the shows he's told to do by the Rockefeller Foundation. Also, I want to stress, and this is important, he caught this grief after he endorsed lab-grown meat, which you'd think I would endorse, and I once did. But no, everyone stay away from lab-grown beef. They incorporated human cancer cells into it, and that's a pretty big disqualifier.
Absolutely.
My goodness. But from my perspective,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
well,
Go
I
ahead.
was just going to say, from my perspective, I'm not against content creators becoming very successful. I am simply against the concept of, well, getting too big for your boots, for lack of a better term, right? XQC embodies this. In fact, a lot of prominent Twitch streamers embody this, because Twitch and its predecessor, Justin TV, it's where live streaming became popular. Unfortunately, I was going to call it Twix, but like the chocolate, but Twitch as a platform has failed so monumentally over the past few years that it has enabled Kick to rise, and Kick has been sponsoring all sorts of crazy things. The most interesting is a new sport. Kick literally funded a new sport into existence, guys, where it's a tournament where two guys charge at each other like bulls and try to smash each other into the ground.
They've devolved jousting.
Yes. Yeah. And it's sponsored by Kick, and it had a stadium full of people, like a basketball stadium's worth of people watching. And Kick is a living, breathing example of, if you've got the money, you can propose anything and everything. Right? You want to become popular on Kick? Throw your granny down the stairs. It's the only way you can succeed on Kick is by literally committing crime.
What the actual fuck?
Yeah.
Our
Any other
presence on
thoughts
Kick.
from Scooby or Marcelo or the director? Any other thoughts on this?
Yes, I'm sorry. In my part, I've chimed in too much on this already, so please, Marcelo, Scooby, weigh in. I could go on for a while now. I'm not sure if anything I say should be preserved.
Yeah, this always, rustles my fucking jimmy. Seeing these assholes.
No, hold on. I do
Yeah,
have one point to
tell
make.
ya.
Quite frankly, this success, there are prices being paid. I'm sure he's paying those prices. We don't see the prices, we just see the money going into them. I would not trade places with him.
I agree with that.
There.
The bills come due.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, they do.
For sure. Absolutely.
Scoops.
Absolutely.
What are we gonna have to do to get a fraction of that kind of revenue? We have to figure out something.
As far as Twitch goes, there's a lot of fucking idiots on Twitch. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You have women on there that sell their own bathwater and make dozens of money by doing that on Twitch. Okay.
Make a lot more than that.
And there was this one kid. I was watching a video on YouTube about this one stupid ass kid. He gamed on Twitch every single day. Finally made over 30 million. He immediately called his mom and said, "Hey mom, guess what? I made 30 million." And she goes, "Good. You can pay for your own college. Goodbye." And the look on the kid's face was priceless. It's like, you're an idiot, kid.
Yeah.
He was like 13. He's calling his mom, and she's like, "Good. You can get your own car and you can pay for your own college. Goodbye." Because he was bragging to his mom and everything. So I guess that's like tough love. And I got to say, good mom. But yeah, everybody on Twitch, they're all idiots. They can brag and be happy as much as they want about making money. But one thing is for sure, they got to work twice as hard to get monetized over there. Which is very hard to do because nobody likes Twitch. And nobody goes over there unless they're looking for something in particular. If you're looking for a Monster Hunter stream, sure, go over to Twitch and you'll find somebody doing a gameplay there 24/7. But nowadays people are leaving Twitch and going where? To Kick. Where it's a little bit easier to get everything that you want over on Kick. And not only that, but you get a better cut of the money.
Mhm.
But yeah, this guy's just a flat out idiot.
Oh,
He,
yep.
he,
On
he
kick.
needs
You
he needs
go
to
on.
leave. He needs to leave Twitch. First off, he needs to get his head checked. And if he wants to keep making an idiot of himself, he can do it on Kick.
Man, you get a better cut on
Absolutely.
kick as long as you cut well. Go ahead, Son of Mars.
I'm just gonna say, these folks are gonna get coming to them. Usually, they pay a price in the end, without
Yes.
a doubt.
Yep.
It's as simple as that. Okay, it's as simple as that. Some way or another, the universe catches up with you. It's already trying to bump us off as it is. Okay, the fact that we've lasted as long as we have as a species, congratulations. The fact that you've got folks like this making fools of themselves like they are, congratulations. You're getting away with it. Guess
The
what?
Darn Award.
The Darwin Awards are going to catch up with you, buddy. That's all I'm going to say. They're going to catch up with you, and that's going to be a bit payback.
This is definitely an endorsement for the future of what kind of entertainment we're providing here. That sort of XQC content isn't guaranteed to last much longer. People will always want to be entertained, though. Once
damn right.
we get up there to that ad revenue, I can take a break and best believe it will be true. But until then, I have to embrace the grind. And maybe, just maybe, I'll no longer be behind. I will be up there making all of that cash, and I won't have to sell out or shave my ass. What a fucking... Anyway, what?
Look, I have full faith that your drive will take you very far indeed. But that's why I didn't want to interrupt. When it comes to this, for this to happen, for this gent at his age to get those sums, it involves a lot of factors that are seemingly in his favor.
Mm-hmm.
I personally have my doubts. Meanwhile, when it comes to the future, when it comes to entertainment, quite frankly, people want to be entertained almost as regularly as they want haircuts. Where the barbers have the edge here, don't get me wrong. But I do think there is a niche for... I'm sorry, when I say collaborative, that's too self-serving because I myself don't find myself as a competitor for being the next celebrity person who's really hot right now. I don't pay much attention, so I'm not really sure who I should refer to at that point. But suffice to say, there's room for us all. We just have to find it. And it's really hard when the networks, in this case, are trying to prevent it to ensure they pick who wins the media battles. There's a niche for everyone, an audience for that niche. At present, it's being done in the stupidest way. I know this
agreed.
because I know what a bug chaser is. Let's not go down the rabbit hole. Go to someone else. Anyone else, please.
A rabbit hole, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you what, we're actually going to end with the rabbit hole and get to a little bit of the fun here. We got our fun segment coming up. I want to thank everybody that did support our little humble corner of the internet. Steph, you're fantastic. Eugene, you're fantastic. Skull of Calderon's minion, you are fucking fantastic. But again, if you guys are able to support, please do so. If not, no worries. I'm so glad that everybody hung out with us today. Let's go ahead and get to our fun segment. And believe you me, this is the one that requires the most science. I saved this one for last because this show has had that underlying thematic tone of scientific discovery, reflection, and data collection. So let's go ahead and get to our fake news segment.
Can you state categorically?
You are fake news.
Sir,
go ahead.
Can you state categorically that nobody... No, Mr. President-elect, that's not appropriate.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's a fact of the matter for you. Researchers confirm that during childbirth, women feel almost the same amount of pain a man feels when he's stuck walking behind a slow person. Wow! Wow, we fucking
Shazam.
wow. A study conducted by National Institutes of Health, NIH, appeared to demonstrate that women experiencing childbirth feel almost the same amount of pain a man feels when he's stuck walking behind a really slow person. Maybe now my wife can get off my back. She barely experienced an ounce of the total pain in my life. NIH Director Philip Rohn said, I hate going to Walmart. According to the study, walking behind a slow person generates hormonal response that causes men to feel severe agitation, nausea, and the feeling that their body is getting ripped in two. Strangely, being stuck behind a slow person while being uncomfortable does not affect women in the same way. I usually just move around them, said Holly McIntyre, a study participant. Dr. Nancy Ether, an OBGYN, noted, a man stuck behind a slow person for over 5 minutes has already experienced the equivalent of a labor lasting over 48 hours. In our study, several men vomited and refused to go on, blaming their spouse for getting them behind said slow person, usually going, hey, honey, would you like to get the milk for me? A large portion of the study highlights the experience of subject 37, who reportedly collapsed to the floor and cried after being stuck behind a slow person for over 10 minutes and 38 seconds. He ranted in obscenities, accusing his wife of signing up for the study just so they can make a quick buck. Why doesn't she care about my feelings? I need an epidural, the study records him saying. President Trump was made aware of the results study early Friday and has described the results as horrifying. It's awful, just terrible, what these slow people are doing to our men. He said, I hope I never get stuck behind a slow person. I never walk slowly, only fast. That's what they say. You walk fast, they say to me. It's really something. At publishing time, the Trump administration was reportedly taking steps to classify slow walkers as a domestic terrorist organization. This is an interesting bit of news, ladies and gentlemen, and the cohesive data, the numbers just doesn't lie. Digny, what are your thoughts on this new outbreak in science?
Well, I personally think all those slow people work for ICE.
Oof.
Come on, slow ICE. Come on, laugh, you people.
Laugh, fuckers. There's your limit.
I do wish ice were faster, I grant.
But in all seriousness, the Babylon Bee continues to prove that pain is a subjective science.
Yeah.
There you go.
This won't hurt one bit, Digny. Not one bit.
Right.
Open wide. Here comes the airplane.
I tell you this, though, you get stuck behind, say, old people. The only way they're going to hear you is if you shout at them. I speak from personal experience because I've been surrounded by older people for most of my life. And the only way to talk to them is to actually shout at them. You have to shout at older people, and it's the only way they get out of the way. That, and they ask you to pick up things that are high on the shelf because a lot of older people seem to be shorter for some reason. I don't know why. Do people get smaller with age? Is that a thing?
Well, as you continue to walk throughout your life, your spine does start to compress. It's also like between your sleep and before you go back to bed, you wake up about half an inch taller, and then by the end of it, you're half an inch shorter because your spine has settled back into place from a laying position. So that's the real science with this fake science.
I know scientifically, folks, very tall people have a shorter life expectancy than average-sized people, which is very interesting because those people who are very, very tall, they have like body problems because they are excessively tall. So that is a thing, folks. But
that's the price you pay for getting hotter showers.
That is the price you pay. Another price the Babylon Bee has to pay is they should probably base themselves in the country Babylon is within, and that's Iraq. But we know that will never happen.
Nope. Not going to happen.
Speaking of the head researcher who was also part of this very awesome team, so what were your personal findings? Did you participate in the study? Did you oversee studies?
I'm a team player, and I do appreciate being recognized, but I have to say I'm horrified by seeing the worst piece of elder abuse since the election of Biden in 2020. Of course they're slow. They're miserable. And also, they're wrong on that point of this being the worst pain men feel. Having your balls stuck to your thighs and being able to free them is so much worse.
Can confirm.
Calm yourself. It'll be okay there, big guy.
Can
Grab
confirm.
yourself a tall bourbon, top shelf, on the house.
I'm working on it, but they don't understand.
You're
They
amongst
really don't.
brothers. Let it out, man.
Sorry, you had to have been there.
I'm sorry. Look, I take great pride in my professionalism. I am a straight man among straight men, but some topics hit a little too close to the bone.
Facts.
But I get it. They just don't know how deep our suffering is.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there, I know, especially in supermarkets, you know not to get in the line that has the elderly person with an entire cart full before the register.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
They're so much worse, though. They're just starting to understand the depth of our pain. I mean, honestly, pushing out a human being through your crotch. What a cakewalk!
Cheers. Thank you for sharing that with us. See, that's what a real man is, folks. They share their feelings. They don't bottle them up and then have somebody like Jared Leto pretend what a toxic male is.
It's how you handle it.
Yeah.
That's the key thing.
That's right. Fear is not being scared. It's the ability to push through it or something like that.
Bravery.
Bravery, yeah.
Bravery is the ability to feel fear and conquer the fear. Fuck the fear, Turkey!
And fuck slow people! Ain't that right, Scoob? Fuck slow people and fuck the internet.
Shit. If, you know.
Have a good night,
People-
Sylvia.
Let's just put it this way. Being stuck walking behind a slow person, I guess that would pose a problem for anybody who has a little kid.
Yeah.
So I feel sorry for any parent out there or any aunt or niece and stuff. I have seen a lot of people at the mall curled up on the floor, crying, screaming for their mothers. It kind of reminded me of all those war movies where you see everybody screaming for their mom. Mom!
Oof.
It was almost like that. And during Christmas time, oof. Oof.
I believe
it was bad. It was bad. At Victoria's Secret, the amount of men, we had to start calling in a cleaner. Some of the women that walked out forgot they even had husbands. It's a sad situation. It's very, very sad.
They should have traded their husbands at GameStop.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised. You know.
Or sure they haven't.
And again, as a female, I am stronger than other men. So when I got stuck walking behind my dad when I was in Seattle, I had no problem. But then again, he was intentionally being slow because I had hurt my leg. So I don't know if that had an effect on me, but yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised if any news might be popping up giving the airports right now. You might see
The conspiracy continues.
we might see an influx, another influx coming in. It's a domino effect.
Followed with a few snowdados to really
Oh.
sprinkle on the sweetness
Oh,
for
yeah,
how
New York.
sour that event will be.
New York has really gotten bad. That's why I stay out of New York.
Uh-oh.
With respect, problematic John, you didn't get the joke.
Oh, damn.
John's just being cute. Marcelo!
Yeah, he was being cute, but then again, does that Does that article say anything about people slowing down because of injured people, though?
No,
It doesn't cover the other part. It doesn't cover
Maybe
the
got
other
the joke and
party.
I didn't. I'm really bad at stepping on jokes. I do apologize for that.
It's being the article's being biased. It's not
It is
covering the
not.
other. It's not covering the
Oh,
other.
it's hideously biased.
No,
Look,
come
they
on,
don't
look.
understand our pain.
They don't understand our pain. I mean, come on. Think about it this way, guys. Let's be real.
You're not
Hold the thigh. You don't know what it's like.
Yeah, you got to hear the other side of the story. You got to hear what it's like from the other side. You're only focusing on those that are having to deal with the
a
slow.
drive-through lane, and you have your window rolled down, and you're listening to this person argue with the guy in the speaker for 20 minutes. And you tell
Honestly,
yourself the kind of pain would be very similar. We need to do a study on that next, actually.
he's right. All slowness does cause pain, physical and mental.
All slowness causes pain.
It does. It really does. I know women have to go through great pain, but I know that it is men that suffer the greatest pain, which is dealing with women. Go ahead, son of Mars.
Well,
oof.
My pain exists on multiple levels. I'll start with that. Okay. The least of which is understanding that Digny has just made a salient point, which is typically lost in most circles. Okay. The funny part is, though, Digny, that sometimes that pain that we go through because women went through is pain of our own making. We bought into that. We sometimes don't think of that when we embark on what we embark on, that ends up invariably leading to that pain, which we are then indirectly having to deal with. So
Yeah,
I'll
think
leave
before
that
you
there.
act, bitch.
Hey.
Why don't you
Now,
act before
I'm
you
not
think?
referring to. I'm not
That
referring
being
to
said-
you. I'm not
that being
referring to you
said-
myself.
Hold on. That being said, okay.
I believe you.
Once you've had to deal with an octogenarian who needs to go do their shopping, you elevate slowness to an entirely different level, because not only are you now having to take your time assessing different brands, but the difference of the ingredients to things, the difference in the price differential of discounts, the efficacy of the differences between the products, before you've ever arrived at a point where you have to wait to pay for said items. Okay? So, for anybody wondering about the pain of slowness, wait, you're young yet. It'll come, and then you will know my pain. And I'm going to leave that there.
And then you get older, and then you're the cause of slowness, and you're also probably too old to properly appreciate what a pain in the ass you are. But that's one of the benefits of being old, because then it's not paining you anymore. It's everyone else's problem.
But you know, there is the flip side to that too, because despite going through that, it gives you a little bit of appreciation of what they went through when you were who you were when you were younger. You learn a little bit of that appreciation at the same time, because their patience with you is now put to the test as you have patience with them. So something.
There's a quote that was designed to be a horror thing. It was a room, I forget the number, a rather silly horror film featuring John Cusack, where as a scary moment, he saw a specter of his father saying that, as I am, you will be, as you are, I once was. And this kind of holds true for almost all of us.
Yep.
I think by the time I turn into an old man, supermarkets won't exist.
No, it'll be those supermarkets for mediocrity, like that Costco that goes forever off into the ocean.
There's a movie that should be remade. remake Idiocracy, but include DEI in it, and it will be literally the world we're living in.
That's one of the steps that got them there, I am sure.
What's unfortunate is, I mean, Idiocracy wasn't the first documentary. That goes to Demolition Man.
Yep.
Right? There isn't enough DEI in Idiocracy. Add some DEI, add some political correctness, add some social justice, add some leering centers, and you have literally got the best documentary ever made.
And yet, this is precisely why Demolition Man was horrifyingly prophetic.
Yes.
Every restaurant is Taco Bell.
On that mic drop, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us today. Well, this has been a hell of a news show. I hope that you guys enjoyed me being your guest lead journalist today. But now it's time for us to go ahead and go around the horn and see what everybody else is doing in the greater YouTube and Rumble spheres. We're going to start with the dignified cartoon gentleman. Thank you for co-hosting with yours truly today. And you're now more than welcome to tell me how much better I am than the guy who owns this channel. I'll wait.
Oh, it's perfectly fine. It was great to be on. You can check me out over at the Dignified Cartoon Gentleman. Yes, the TV with a hat did very well. Vox or something. You can check me out on YouTube and on Rumble. I make videos from many of the network shows on both platforms. So check me out. I'm only 2 subscribers away from 340. The more support, the better. So thank you all for having me.
Thank you for being here. We do apologize where we weren't available last week.
That's all right.
This was due to that winter weather, and holy shit, it's not ending here in the continental U.S. Luckily for some people who are usually not even on the surface of the planet, but on board one of the many orbital laser platforms that have been installed in his stead, the director.
Well, I'm
location
far away from.
undisclosed.
Look, hold on. I feel I must, at this moment, absolutely defend the typical manager of these streams. Quite frankly, I'm deeply grateful for Mr. Stark for doing the heavy lifting of managing the stream. This, in my case at least, is a tremendous weight off of my mind. If any of you watch my streams, you know how much weighs on my mind. Having all the technical difficulties be someone else's problem is a delight. That said, Mr. Box, you've done great here. Box Tech, I'm sure, is doing well, and I don't mean any slight on that point. When it comes to my business, tomorrow is a very special SCP read, which will probably involve way too many redactions.
That's right.
Which made this bit taxing lead up to it, because it involved extra redactions. Die in fire, Wizard of the Coast!
Burn it all.
I really hate losing that, but this has been oddly taxing. I blame Jared Leto. Moving on, we're raffling off a key for Resident Evil Village. It's region locked to North America, but it's not like the rest of the world is real, so it's probably not a big deal.
Well, if you want to get your chance to get a free game key being raffled off, as well as listening to Arcader's version of how I like to say, redacted, then be sure to check out his SCP read tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen.
On Sunday!
Scooby, I know that you and I have a troubled past. I know that you're, team radio fucker. But I've left you alone, mostly. Mostly, right? What you got coming up?
Fuck the internet. It's annoying as hell. Monday night, around 9:30, I will be hopping back on to Scooby Pups Arcade and hopping on to Code Vein 2. I am returning to it. I had to take a few breaks because in real life took over. So yes, but Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I will be enjoying Code Vein on Scooby Pups Arcade at 9:30. Next Saturday, there will be no Scooby Pups podcast. But take this note, guys, on the calendar. On the 21st of February is the 50th episode for Scooby Pups podcast, and we got a nice big panel of some good past guests. So be sure to check it out.
Very nice.
Yes, very
nice. Very nice.
All right, thank you, Scooby Pup, for chiming in there. Our good friend Marcelo, you're the last one to head up the proceedings before we come up with our show lineup. What have you got coming up, sir?
Me just lurking more around the shadows of the internet. Okay, still working on getting myself some stuff oriented. So more to come. But you know me, I dig up stuff all over the place, and once I dig something up, it's going to make a splash. So stay tuned, everybody. And Mr. Stark, wherever you are, please come back.
Yes.
You know, I got two people that love me. Oh my God! I thought you said I did good. What the fuck? Well, professionalism now, serenity now, and patience and temperance later. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to tonight's StarkCast. That has been ran by yours truly. I like to think that I did a bang-up job out there in the chat tonight. Be sure to comment on the stream when you're done and let me know how I did. And of course, as always, we will have the next episode of the matinee coming up. That's right, coming up in the very near future, which will be next Thursday. And we promise it'll be a variety show and not some mopey game stream by somebody who's moping. That don't make the money, okay? That's why I had to step in. And I'm glad I did, because we made a little extra dosh as a result. So fantastic all around. Well, ladies and gentlemen, other than that, we do have a Ginger Files event coming up. It'll be at the undisclosed location that we cannot give out the direct link here to, but that will be happening tomorrow, hopefully. We're going to be getting a hold of her tonight. And who knows, maybe you might find your prodigal son of a StarkCast host in between a pair of nice, fluffy, dirty pillows. As always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for hanging out with us tonight. You all have been absolutely wonderful. And as always, trust us with your entertainment.
Absolutely.
They look pretty clean to me.
So sorry I was late tonight, folks.
Why is the stream still live?
I don't know.
Outro.